Ah, so nice today. Gluten Mortgage. This morning I'm going to record drums, bass, and guitar using the Tascam 388 preamps. But I want to show you how to countrify it, like put country licks into a normal song. That's kind of the vibe. If you hate country music, but you want to inject country style guitar licks into normal songs, into your band songs, or to your music, then you're going to want to check out this video. Let me walk you through what's going on here. We got this like old ass Tama Artstar 57, some sure kick drum mic on the kick, going to 2 channels on the 388, and since I'm just using a 2 mic setup, I'm putting it hard left, hard right, and I'm running through everything. I'm running through the master channel and everything because I want to get as much character as possible. I'm not using tape, so I'm not worried about noise, and this thing, the preamps on the 388 are actually not loud. They're pretty quiet on my unit. Running through everything to 2 channels into my interface, direct in for the bass, and then I'm going to mic up my guitar amp, which is a 1960s Vibrolux, and I'm going to just throw a 57 on there for the guitar sounds, and I'm probably going to use this Dynacomp pedal because it's a nice pedal, this with the reverb and the actual amp. It should be pretty decent sounding.
Bass, bass, bass.
Now I'm going to record acoustic, and this is a 1970s Akia guitar or Favilla guitar, 250 bucks. Sounds great, has a solid top, and what I'm recording into is, I keep this little condenser microphone handy, whip it out, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh shit, oh crap, whatever. I'm going to record that into this condenser microphone, which is going into the Warm Audio Tone Beast. You can see right there, pretty jacked up. I try to get a kind of a colored sound. And that will go directly into the interface. It's going to be acoustic guitar into this modified condenser, into the Tone Beast preamp directly into my interface. Of course, I'm using an orange pick today to record this acoustic guitar. Tip for beginners, I forget this all the time, turn off your phone or put it on airplane mode so that you don't get that chatter into your microphones or various devices. My grand idea for making this barn recording studio was to use recycled stuff, just leftover stuff, all the crap I have, and to make it throw and go, which means when I have to do a project, I just sit down and boom, boom, boom. And I guess it's better than when all your stuff is put away and you have to take it out and repatch things, and I guess it's fairly fast, but it's still time consuming to like unplug, replug, mix and match this and that and do all kinds of stuff. So I need further organization. If anybody out there is a studio organization master, just write in the comments, what am I doing wrong? What am I missing? What is your workflow? What is your philosophy?
Wax on, wax off.
We'll start simple and get more complicated. 1, 2, 3. You hate country music, but you like that country guitar sound, like those pedal steel sounds and those ethereal kind of, you want to blend it into your music. It comes down to some really basic things. If you know really common chords like this shape of D minor or this shape of C, then you can do the first thing I was doing, which is outlining sixths, right? So if you see this shape of D minor chord, you can just play this little fraction of this chord, which is the 7th fret of the D string and the 6th fret of the B string. Right? And that's a little piece of this chord. You put on a compressor, some reverb, and you play a telecaster. You're instead of just being one big chord, now it's like 2 pieces. And if you include the open G string, right, you get that little 4th in there, and you can keep that G string ringing the entire time. Now the next shape I moved into was just this C. And if you know your basic bar chord shapes, you can do exactly this without having to learn anything new. I'm simply outlining this C using the same 2 strings, right? It's a piece of this C major chord just like this. And the 3rd chord is G, so if I go to this G, I can do the same thing. So I learned nothing new. I'm using an open G string, right? Think about the shapes you know. You know this G too. So you could have also gone like this for a G. Or like this for C. Or like this for a D, right? Because this is a C. And this is a D. That's really, really simple. Those are just sixths, okay? So these sixths, you can also find them on the third string and the first string. So the G string and the high E string. So if this is your G major, you can go like this. Right? It's just the top of this chord. And if you have a C major, you can go like this. And if it's D minor, just examine your D minor chord. You're like, okay, it's not this major third, it's this flat third. Even if you don't know major third, flat third, you simply know you can outline these chords like this. So there's D minor, there's C, there's G. There's my D minor, my C, and my G. Now the next thing I did, a little bit trickier, the pedal steel licks. Now here's a simple way to look at it. Let's say we have a C major chord. This is a C major. Well, what I want to do is isolate the top two strings like this. And then I'm going to use my middle finger on the 7th fret of the G string to bend up. And I play them all simultaneously, all three of those strings. Even if you know nothing, the formula to make this pedal steel sound is really simple. Anytime you see a major chord like that, just memorize, okay, I can replace these two notes with my ring and pinky, and I can put my middle finger down there. This note's cool, totally allowed. And I can do this little bend. This lick equals this chord. So anytime you see a major chord anywhere, if that's an A major, you can go, it's totally allowed. A G. Why does that work? Because this is a G major. And we've just learned a rule. That way you can go like this. E major, same thing. Let's stack one more thing on top of that. So back to C major. We're right here. You can also bend this note on the B string. So you can start out like this. And I'm doing whole step bends. That means you got to bend it a little ways. If you go like this, it might sound cool, but it's kind of a little shallow. It might sound a little weak, so there you go. There's no theory necessary. You're just like, okay, C major, this is a thing that some guy said I can do. Any combination of that you like. You could play this note, and then bend this guy. Play this note, bend this guy. It's when you start to stack them together that you get cool sounds. And if you play them simultaneously, that's how you get that pedal steel sound going there. That's like a rake. And then that bend, and compressor plus reverb, when we hear that, our ears hear pedal steel. So if, let's say we had an E major chord. Same thing. We go up here, use these two fingers, and we know, we just learned a rule, we can bend this guy and this guy. But wait, this song has a minor chord. How do I apply this to a minor chord? I will show you. It's just as easy. So let's say we have, well, in the song we have a D minor chord, so let's talk about that. This is D minor pentatonic. Most people know this shape. Well, you can look at it like this. You just play 3 notes out of minor pentatonic, and you have the exact same bend. So a minor chord like this, and you think, oh, I gotta do this. So it's the same approach, the same exact lick, but the approach is a little bit different. So this is D, D minor, and you just gotta like stick your lick that we learned over there. Goes with that D minor chord. Same thing, you can use this bend again. If we have an A minor chord, we think, okay, A minor pentatonic. There's my little group up here. And an A. If you're confused, let me explain it again just using A. So A major would be like this. We think, okay, an A major chord. Here's an A major chord. And we just learned this crazy thing that we can just scoot it over here, right? Replace our bar with these 2 fingers, put our middle finger there, and go. Because when we bend up, we get that major third. That's what's happening. And as you see, you have this major third in this chord. So you're turning the second into a third. And if it was an A minor chord, you'd stick this thing over there. And the way you remember that is if you know your minor pentatonic, it fits right. The notes are drawn directly from minor pentatonic. So this is A minor. That's the A minor sound. Here's the A major sound. So now you can approach all major chords and all minor chords. Let's examine this song one more time. The first chord was D minor. So, since it's a minor chord, I know this is D minor pentatonic, and I can use this little pedal steel lick for D minor. The next chord is C major. So I gotta stick my lick on the left side, right? That's where it goes over here. And the last chord is G major. So once again, the lick goes on the left side. It can be rough to bend down here if you've never bent before. So one trick is to play all the way up here. One of the other things I did was and then this. Here's how you look at this. It's actually pretty basic. If you have a D minor chord, all I did was just let go of everything except these two fingers. And then I put my pointer finger here on the 9th fret of the G string, and I did a little half step bend to the minor third. And again, if you examine this, this is a D minor chord. Listen to this. Those are just 3 notes out of this chord, right? So all I did was scoop my finger down a half step and bend into it. When you look at it like that, it's not so complicated. So for a minor chord, now you have this. For my major chord, same thing, only I had to bend it more because this, right, that's the difference between a minor chord and a major chord. It's just that one note. So I went, so D minor, C major, and you could do your G major up here. Or you could just leave it there, like, that's kind of a cool, like a sus sound. Suspended second. All we did was take really basic bar chords that most guitar players know, and we hardly changed them. We just used that information to, add licks. If you're serious about becoming great at country guitar, then check out the Country Guitar Cookbook. It's my brand new series, and it's designed to teach you how to play authentic country fast. The cookbook is full of recipes. It has 25 recipes, each of which is a technique, a skill, or a concept that you can inject into your playing to get an authentic country sound, but in a matter of minutes. If that sounds like something that's interesting to you and you want to become great at country guitar, then check out the cookbook. I'll link to it below.